They stole my bonus and fired me. I waited 5 years, then ruined their entire company with one email. 5 years ago, I worked for a small, ambitious tech startup called Rake Solutions. I was the lead software architect, and frankly, the only reason their core product worked. I had poured 5 years of my life into that company, often pulling all-nighters. Our CEO, a slick guy named Robert, promised me a massive $150,000 performance bonus after we successfully secured a major, multi-million-dollar government contract. The contract came through, and it was a huge win. Robert called me into his office the next day, but instead of the bonus check, he handed me a box and a severance letter. He told me, straight-faced, that my position was being eliminated due to restructuring. The truth? They had the contract, they had my code, and they realized they could split my salary and bonus money between themselves. They fired me the week before the bonus was scheduled to pay out. I threatened legal action, but their lawyers had written the contract to be just ambiguous enough. They got away with it. I left that office feeling colder than I ever had in my life. I walked out empty-handed, but I took one thing with me: everything I knew about their structural flaw. While I worked there, I had repeatedly warned Robert that their core application, the one handling the new government data, had a massive critical security vulnerability. It was a simple database injection flaw, but it was buried deep in the legacy code I was always told not to touch. Robert always said fixing it was too expensive and not necessary, dismissing it as fear-mongering. He bet on the fact that no one outside the company knew the code well enough to exploit it. I went on to start my own consulting firm. 5 years passed, but I never forgot that $150,000, or Robert's smug face. I watched Rake Solutions grow, still using my vulnerable code and still handling that sensitive government data. Last month, I learned that Rake was up for a renewal of that massive government contract. The renewal process involved an external deep security audit. This was my moment. I drafted a single anonymous email to the lead investigator on the government's audit team. The email contained no threats, no ranting, and no accusations. It just contained a 2-line snippet of code and a short explanation. This is the precise, unpatched exploit for the database handling CIK 002 data on the Rake Solutions platform. If you run this query, you will find highly sensitive information stored in plain text. I hit send. 3 days later, the news hit the tech industry like a bomb. The government immediately terminated Rake's contract due to catastrophic security failure. The loss of the contract and the subsequent regulatory fines were ruinous. Robert and the co-founders were publicly humiliated. Their company, built on my code and their greed, collapsed almost overnight. They lost everything: their reputation, their wealth, and their firm. I never heard from Robert. I just saw the news reports and felt a quiet, satisfying warmth. Justice isn't always quick, but when you spend 5 years building the perfect trap, the result is absolutely devastating. That $150,000 bonus, it cost them an entire company.